Hello, my dear children. Good morning. Welcome back to today's online class. I am Radhika, your politics teacher. Children, we were studying Politics Chapter 20, the Indian Constitution and its legal framework. Today, you have a part 1. Today's your topic is the Constitution of India. In the last section already we discussed what is Constitution. Constitution is a set of written rules that all the people are accepted to follow that. Okay, that is called a Constitution. Then after we said the words of Ambedkar. Ambedkar said what is the constitution? Constitution is not a mere lawyer's document. It is a vehicle of life and its spirit is always the spirit of age. Okay, and the Indian constitution is the longest written constitution in the world. And the Constitution of India was enacted on 26th November 1949 and came into effect on 26th January 1950. Clear, children? Then, preamble. You know what is the meaning of preamble? Preamble means it is the introductory statement. That means introduction. When we open in our constitution, that time we can see one introduction side. In that introduction side is called a preamble. In the constitution, it is not called as introduction. It is called as what? Preamble. Preamble means introduction part of the constitution. Okay, preamble. According to its preamble, the Union of India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, and a democratic republic. Okay, children, I said the preamble is the introduction part of a constitution. When we look at that introduction side, that time it is seen the Union of India. India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Then what is the meaning of sovereign? What is the meaning of socialist, secular, democratic republic? Let's see. Sovereign. Sovereign means people have supreme right to make decisions on internal and external matters. Sovereign means India is a sovereign country. Sovereign means the people have a supreme right. Supreme means the topmost right. All the decision will taken by people related with the internal and external matters. Other country people have no right to take decisions about our country. Who will make all the decision? Who have a right to make that decision? The Indian citizen. This is called a sovereign. Other people can't touch our country for making decision. Okay, because India is a sovereign country. We have a capacity to make our decision. Okay, it means people have supreme right to make decisions on internal and external matters. People means not all people. Okay, children, our government, because our representatives are sitting there. Okay, it means that the sovereign means the people have supreme right to make decision on internal and external matter. Then India is a which type of country? India is a sovereign country. We are not slaves. We are free people. We have a supreme right to make decisions. Okay, India is a sovereign country. Understand, children? Then next. India is a socialist country. Then what is the meaning of socialism? Socialism means there is no difference between rich and poor. In our country, all people are equal. Everybody have a equal rights in the production of goods and services in our country. Socialism. Clear? Socialist country. Socialist country means there is no difference. The property of our country is owned by all the citizens in our country, all Indians. Who are the owner of our country? All Indians are the owner of our country. Clear? This is our country, socialist country. Let's see. Socialism is common ownership. Common means only one ownership. Then who own the country? That is people, Indians. Clear? Socialism is common ownership. There is a no, the rich have a one right and the poor have another right. Like that, there is a no difference in our country because India is a socialist country. There is a no difference between rich and poor. All are equal. Okay. Socialism is common ownership. It is relating to a political system in which the entire society, rather than one individuals, own and control the means of production and distribution. Children, in that way you read, then you can understand very fastly. Okay, children. I will underline it. It is relating to a political system in which the entire society is own and controls the means of production and distribution. The entire country, entire society is own and control the means of production. Okay, clear children? That means rather than some individual means no need to read that first. Okay, the entire society own and control the means of production, not rather than one individual. Clear? Socialism is common ownership. It is relating to a political system in which the entire society, rather than one individual, own and control the means of production and distribution. Then next is secularism. India is a secular country. You know what is the meaning of secularism? A state where all religions are treated equally. State means our country. In our country, we are treating all religion in equal manner. There is no official religion. India is not a Hindu's country. India is not a Christian country. India is not a Muslim country. India is a secular country. In our country, all religions are treated in an equal manner. You know, children, in America, America is the Christian country. Pakistan, it is the Muslim country. Okay, but India is a secular country. What is the religion of India? India's religion is secularism. Okay, what is the meaning of secularism? That means there is no particular religion. In our country, which all other religions are there, that all religions we are treating in equal manner. That means in our country there is no particular religion. There is no official religion. Then what is the religion of India? Secularism. Secular. India is a secular. Clear, children? Then next, democratic republic. Democratic republic. India is a democratic republic means the head of the state. You know who is the head of the state? President. President is an elected person. It is not a hereditary position. Hereditary means, you know, the king. After the death of one king, who will become the next ruler? His son. It is a hereditary process, is it? But India, there is no hereditary process. There is a democratic. That means through the election we are choosing the president, the head of the state. That is why India is a democratic republic. The head of the state is elected person. Who is the head of the state? A elected person. Clear, children? Okay, now I discussed about a preamble. Preamble means what? It is the introduction part of the constitution. According to our preamble, that means when we open the preamble, that time, that preamble saying the Union of India is a sovereign. Sovereign means the people have a supreme right to make a decisions in internal and external matters. Then India is a socialist country. Socialist country means there is a no difference between rich and poor. There is a common owner of India. Then India is a secular country. India, there is a no official religion. In India, all religions are treating in an equal manner. Then India is a democratic republic. That means the head of the state is an elected person and not a hereditary position. Okay. The next key features of the Indian Constitution. These are the key features. Okay. First one is federalism. Federalism means we have three levels of government. Clear, children? We have three levels of government. That means central government, state government, then Panchayati Raj. Clear, children? Local government. That is called federalism. This is one of the important feature of Indian Constitution. Federalism. Federalism means the power. That means we have three government. The power of the government, that the power is not concentrated in one hand. That is, it is divided into different areas. Central government, state government and Panchayati Raj. That is called federalism. Clear, children? Federalism means there is more than one form of government. Federalism means what? There is more than one form of government. Next, parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary means, parliament, who is choosing our prime minister and chief minister, who is selecting, who is making election. That means through the election we are making government. Clear? That is called parliamentary form of government. We have a parliament. The parliament will decide who will become the chief minister and prime minister. Okay, this is another feature of Indian Constitution. Clear, children? Then next, fundamental rights. Oh, we have a fundamental rights. Fundamental rights means no one can violate that right. This is the right of each and every individual. Each and every individual. This is called a fundamental right. No one can violate the fundamental rights of another person. Okay, then we have a 6 fundamental rights. Later in the coming lessons we can discuss about our fundamental rights. Okay, then next, the separation of power. The power also divided into different. That means we have a 3 levels of God. First we said 3 tiers. Okay, 3 organs. The government have 3 organs. That is central government, state government and Panchayati Raj. The separation of power means legislature, executive and judiciary. Clear, children? The coming lesson I will explain about a separation of power. Separation of power. Okay, children? Okay. These are the important key features of the Indian Constitution. What are the key features of the Indian Constitution? Federalism, parliamentary form of government, fundamental right and separation of power. Clear? In our preamble said India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and a democratic republic. Key features of the Indian Constitution: federalism, parliamentary form of government, fundamental right, separation of power. Okay, I am going to stop here. Thank you.